Our planet is flooded with languages, some old, some new, some lost. This video is dedicated to those languages that we have lost or are slowly losing. Hello, Thrill Thinkers. Wouldn't it be easy if everyone in the world could communicate with one universal language? Unfortunately, we don't live in an ideal world. There are so many unknown languages you've probably never heard of. Do you know numerous languages in the world have been lost because no one speaks them anymore? In an article from The New Yorker, author Judith Thurman stated that nearly 2 billion people studied English as a second language, about 4 times the number of native English speakers. According to the World Economic Forum, of the approximately 1.5 billion people who speak English, less than 400 million use it as a first language. That means over 1 billion speak it as a secondary language. Here is a list of 7 dead or dying languages. Number 1. Latin. Latin was one of the first languages of Europe. It was spoken by millions. Latin is technically dead, but you can still see it every now and then today. For example, have you ever been asked to fill a quota, finished a list with etc., or explain something vice versa? All of these commonly used words come from the Latin language. Because it was so widely spoken, it made it easier for different socioeconomic classes to interact, and even places outside of Rome learned Latin so that they could participate in economics and politics. Latin is still taught in schools for a number of reasons. It is used in law. It has been the language of the Christian religion, mainly Roman Catholicism. It can be found in numerous English words and phrases. Number 2. Sanskrit. Sanskrit is the dominant language of the Indian subcontinent and one of the 22 official languages of India. Sanskrit enjoys a status similar to that of Latin and Greek in the Western world. The vocabularies of well-known Indian languages such as Hindi, Bengali, Gujarati, and Marathi are heavily influenced by Sanskrit. Various dramas and poems are written in Sanskrit. Sanskrit is still used as a first language long after it is no longer spoken, meaning, even though Sanskrit is not a spoken language, it's mostly used today as a ceremonial language in Hindu religious rituals. Number 3. Old English and Middle English. Old English is a period lasting roughly 700 years, from 450 CE to 1150 CE. Middle English is a period lasting roughly 300 years, from around 1150 CE to 1450 CE. In this example, you can see how the English we speak today has evolved from 450 CE to present day. The sentence, quote, "Then she went to speak this," unquote, is written in number 1, Old English, number 2, Middle English, number 3, Early Modern English, or Shakespearean English, and number 4, Late Modern English. Number 4, Akkadian. The Akkadian Empire was the first empire of the world. An empire is a group of states ruled under one single authority. It was founded by King Sargon in 2300 BCE and was located in ancient Mesopotamia between the regions which are now known as Saudi Arabia and Iran. The empire is said to have fallen due to a 300-year drought. The Akkadians are known for creating the Akkadian language. This language was crucial because it was used for trading between merchants throughout all of Mesopotamia. Fun fact, the Akkadians are also known for inventing the abacus. An abacus is an important tool that was used for counting and helped merchants with addition and subtraction. Number 5. Coptic. The Coptic language was developed by Egyptian Christians around 300 CE. It is an Egyptian language written using the Greek alphabet. as well as a couple of demotic signs. This script was much easier to learn than the earlier writing systems used in ancient Egypt, like hieroglyphic, hieratic, and demotic scripts. When Arabic-speaking Muslims conquered Egypt in 640 CE, eventually most of the population adopted the new religion and language of its conquerors. However, the Coptic language survived and is still read by the clergy of the Coptic Church in Egypt today. Number 6. Aramaic. Aramaic was spoken by Iranians, an ancient people who lived in northern Mesopotamia, which is now better known as Iraq, Syria, and Turkey. Aramaic is believed to be the first language of Jesus. The language continued to be widely used until it was replaced by Arabic around 650 AD. Aramaic was used by the Assyrians and following them by the Babylonian and Persian empires, which ruled from India to Ethiopia. Aramaic remained a dominant language for Jewish worship, scholarship, and everyday life for centuries in Israel and outside Israel, especially in Babylon. No one really speaks it anymore, except in certain modern Aramaic communities in Syria and Jordan. Number 7. Old Norse. Did you know Old Norse was the language spoken by the Vikings? The name Viking originates from Old Norse language and the word Vikingur, which means pirate raid. Norse people who had decided to set sail for exploring and looting were said to be going Viking. The Old Norse language remained remarkably stable for 200 years. By the early modern era, it had been transformed into the modern languages of today: Icelandic, Norwegian, Swedish, Danish, and Faroese. According to Science magazine, many languages are becoming extinct or are at risk of extinction. The world's diversity in languages is declining as major world languages like English, Mandarin Chinese, and Spanish take over, and languages with less speakers begin to die out or lose native speakers. Almost a quarter of the world's languages have less than 1,000 remaining speakers. And many linguists estimate that at least 3,000 languages are guaranteed to become extinct within the next century. Do you know about any more languages that are dead or dying? Tell us about it in the comment section below. If you like this video, please share and don't forget to subscribe for more interesting videos. Thank you for watching.